Tristan Jumeau, and I play for the Georgia State Panthers.
Let's start from the beginning. How did your football career begin?
Probably like started in my back garden. My brothers also play soccer. He's a goalkeeper back in England, and we kind of just kicked the ball around the garden, put down 2 jumpers, make some goals, and then had shots at each other. And then I think the age that you can start in England is 6 years old. So from then I joined my local club, and then I've played ever since.
Can you walk me through how you got into Burnley? You say you were there when you were 8, but then you also went back when you were 13.
Yeah, it's kind of like scouts in England, so local soccer players, they kind of get picked up by clubs, so clubs will send out scouts to local games. So Morecambe, the team my brother plays for, was actually playing there, and then from there I got picked up for Burnley when you go for like a 6-week trial, and by the end of the trial they said that they wanted to keep me on, and then I was there for 2 years in the academy. And then in England it's different. This is like sophomore year in high school. That's when your education finishes. So from there I went to full-time soccer and moved to Burnley.
So back to when you first got your contract with Burnley.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
Fantastic. I think I got told finally that I was going to be kept on for the next year. So it must have been about October time. And most lads found out later on, a few months later on. And I'd been playing well. I'd been playing up a couple of age groups, and I kind of knew I was doing well, and I knew that was a critical kind of year for me. And then the coaches brought me in one night, and my parents actually, funny enough, they knew beforehand, so they went in and knew what was going to happen. So that was quite nice, and I got told, and I was just over the moon. Went out for training. And
Burnley, like you said, it's a Premier League club.
Yeah.
Could you tell us about how it was like to play for such a club?
It was really good. The difference with Burnley, it's such a small kind of town. To have a Premier League club, there's barely anyone. I mean, there's probably like 1/10 of the population of Atlanta. To have a team there is amazing. So there's a real kind of family home kind of town feel about it. And the club has a philosophy. They're really hard working, and I think that was instilled in me from the time I was there. When I went into my scholar, they moved into a new building. So the first team got kind of a brand new facility. So it was like multi-million-pound facilities, and they had multi-million-pound pitches, all the facilities like ice tubs, new training room, and that all sorts of stuff. And obviously the 18s and the 23s got to be in the same building as the first team, so that was good, interacting with them on a day-to-day basis, and you kind of build relationships and stuff. And I mean, in terms of interaction with the first team, one year we had to do we throw them a Christmas party. So we had all the first team sitting in a room. There was the manager, the gaffer, and everyone was there. And we had to go into groups as 18s, kind of 3s or 4s, and then we had to perform something to them. So there was like singing, dancing. I think I did like a magic show or something like that with 2 of my teammates. It went amazing. Pulled some tricks on them and kind of surprised them a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun with the first team, and good time to have interactions with those players.
Yeah,
isn't
exactly,
it? So you still keep in touch with your mates in England from Burnley?
Yeah. The first year I was there, I stayed in digs, like I said, with a roommate, and that roommate's actually got on to be starting in the Premier League. He's called Dwight McNeil. He's started the last few games and he's absolutely smashing it. I was speaking to the other day about how he's going and stuff, and he's loving it, and it's amazing because he's still kind of so modest and so humble, and I think that's just the team. And yeah, he's maybe 19 now, and he's been starting regularly in the Premier League. So and other mates that I went back at Christmas. I actually did a presentation on show them what it's like to come out to America. So I did a little talk with them, and that was nice. I got back and see lots of friends. Just went straight back into the change rooms. It was like I'd never left. It was nice to be around them again and stuff, and it was just nice to see them happy for me, kind of thing.
You played in Turf Moor?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you walk out from the tunnel, how do you feel for a match? You hear people, the crowd.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, we didn't play on Turf Moor for our like normal games, so we only played there for it's called the FA Youth Cup, so it's like the cup for under 18, so that always made it more special. Like, we didn't get to play on there very often, but I just remember the first time going out there, just running out onto the warm-up, and you come out and it's a night game and all the floodlights, and it's a massive stadium, there's people watching it. It's something that I'll never forget.
Are there any teams or players that you played against that you still remember?
So when I played up once with the under 23s, so it's like the reserves for the first team, and we played Liverpool, but they were playing down lots of first teamers, so they had a really good squad. I think they beat us 4-0 or something crazy, but in that team there was like Sacco, the French international, so, and there was a few other lads like Brannigan and other first teamer players like Joe Gomez was playing the England international, and it was just crazy, a bit surreal playing there against such kind of pros, like they're worth millions and millions of pounds. And I went in for like 50-50 tackle with Sacco, and I just pulled out straight away because I didn't like injure him to be on Sky Sports News or something like that. I thought I'd be in a bit of trouble, but.
So it sounds like you had a really good time in Burnley, but what made you to make this huge transition in your life to come to new country, America, also attend college?
Well, I'd always been quite academic, but I did study for the 2 years whilst I was at Burnley. I did maths and chemistry, and I always knew that I wanted to have a plan B if soccer wasn't to work out, because even if it does, obviously it's a short career. Going pro would have made that more difficult. Obviously I didn't get a pro contract at Burnley, but I didn't trial anywhere else. I kind of knew that I wanted to make that step, and I heard about America. I think Ed Joyce, the women's soccer coach, came in actually to speak to us and introduce us to Georgia State and things. So from there I got in contact with Brett, and we were kind of emailing back and forth, and then I got told maybe last February that I wasn't getting a contract, and from there the first day he put an offer on the table for me to come over. And at the time I wasn't sure about the America thing as a whole, so I went through an agency and I kind of had a look around at different places, and then I came to the conclusion that Georgia State would be the best kind of place for me. So
I saw that you were the Burnley's 2016-17 Scholar of the Year.
Yeah. How much are you enjoying the academy experience? Yeah, it's fantastic going full time for the first time from the 16s. It's been brilliant, yeah.
And last semester you've actually had 4.0 GPA.
Yeah.
What makes you really dig into this academics while playing soccer?
I don't know, I've just always been that way, I think. I guess it's nice to have something away from the soccer, because, I mean, as much as you love it, if you're doing it day in, day out, you want a bit of variety in things. So I've always been interested in all other things like science and maths, and it's easy to translate the hard work in soccer kind of to hard work in academics kind of thing. So like I say, even if you make it as a pro and you've only got a short career, I wanted to make sure that I could have something like that set up.
So what would you want to do with your degree? What's your major right now?
I'm thinking about geoscience as a major. So I like environmental science, that's interesting me, and in terms of specifics, I've always been interested in architecture, and obviously they don't offer it as a major here or engineering, so I thought if I did like an environmental science, it was kind of related.
So how was it like when you first joined the team, meet the players?
The social side of it for me has been fantastic. It's great that all the freshmen are in Piedmont North together in the dorm building. We've got a little Piedmont FC, a little team in there, and we're even away from training or from practice, from lifts, we're all always hanging out together, and that's been the best thing for me, really.
So far you've had this soccer career in your life.
Yeah.
What is the highlight?
I think I'd have to say going to, like I said, we went to Prague in the Czech Republic. That was amazing. For 10 days I think we went, stayed in a hotel, and just how well we did kind of obviously made it better. We played a few rounds, we beat the hosts in the opening game, which was like a really big upset, and then we went all the way to the final and played in the stadium. We played Everton from England, were also there, and they beat us I think 3-1 in the final. But just the whole experience, it was just fantastic. I mean, in terms of the Burnley, I think that's got to be a highlight. But I mean, here for sure, last season was unbelievable. Obviously, I wasn't here beforehand, but I know how the hardship that the lads have had going to the final of the Sun Belt every year, and then kind of failing at the last hurdle. And then it was amazing to kind of just go there and win, beat Coastal, win, and then obviously go to the NCAA. Obviously, it didn't go very far, but we can build on that for next year. But that was a really great moment as well.
What are your future goals in terms of soccer and also life in general?
Well, in terms of soccer, really like to make it pro. I'm looking at playing in PDL and NPSL over the summer, so I think that'd be a good stepping stone to get there. And then in terms of what's going to help kind of me get towards that, I'd say having successful seasons here, I'd really like to win an NCAA game. I think as a team our aim's got to be to win the Sun Belt again. And yeah, in terms of life, have a soccer career, and then after that maybe go into architecture, go into something that I like and something that I still have that desire for, like I do for soccer day in, day out.